Hey folks, this is Brian. I'm back. It's June 26th, Saturday, 3:30 in the afternoon, and I just wrapped up this whole house water filtration system. So I want to get on that, make this a quick little video, and I just turned it on, and it's amazing. I love the Sharpie Brite. When it's installed right, it's amazing, isn't it? Huh? So I started down here by splitting the cold water. Made it a cold water supply into my end. Ran up to a pressure valve here. I'm showing I'm running around 100 pounds, 100 psi. And what I did is while I worked on these, I had it the end, the cold end, I had it shut off with a quarter turn ball valve, and the out I had it shut, and I had this open. So as a bypass, so I could have water supplied to the house while I did this. It worked out really well. It's going to be the same process that when I change the filter, I'll just reverse that. I'll close these and open this, and that way I can either pop this to relieve the pressure, or take these little, I think they call them drop ears or something like that, to relieve the water pressure and maybe even the water. And I gotta be forthright. One of these I left open. I checked one, and I must have just brain farted the other one because I didn't even check it. But it was open when I turned the water on, and I had water spraying in here. And I couldn't hear it because the water for bleeding off, I had this valve open and the valve on the third floor open, and so by the time I got from this main valve here around into this room, I saw the water spray, and I went right back around, turned it back off. Of course, it's still got 100 psi. Come back around, it's bleeding off psi, but it's bleeding off so slowly that it's just spraying. My gosh, it was so wet over here. And you see this. You see how close it is. And what it was this was covering it, okay? And immediately I saw it was coming from here, and I reached up, and like I say, it was a quarter turn. But you see that I had this plugged in, and then there's vents back here, and then we got all this energized. The GFI did not break, but you got your 220 here, 30 amp. You got all this electricity, and like an idiot, I reached over there while I was wet. It was wet down here, and I touched this without gloves on. I mean, I got lucky. I mean, it could have been energized. I could have been killed, just like that. That's the difference between a professional plumber, professional electrician who would have had the service turned off down here, and battery operated lighting, and know-it-all do-it-yourselfer. So. I got lucky, I mean, it happens just like that. You hear about people dying and everything, that's how they die. I just got lucky. So beware of anything that you see on YouTube, and just take your safety as the most cherished thing in the whole world, because it is. Your safety and your health matter more than anything, and they matter to your loved ones, and they matter to everybody who comes into contact with you. If you're not healthy, if you're not taking your health seriously, you're not taking your own welfare seriously, you're just cheapening your own life. And anyway, I think everybody follows through what I'm trying to say on that. So just be careful. It's like watching YouTube, watching a guy do a brake job and says, "Oh, I'm going to go change my brakes," and it goes buys a set of brakes and puts them on and installs them incorrectly, and go out and have an accident, maybe kill somebody, maybe have a brain concussion. You know what I mean? It's just like, just because you see it and you think you're familiar with it doesn't mean that there's any guarantees that you're going to do it right. So me, I'm vigilant at work. I build the jet engines from all the models, from the blades and the small sub-assemblies, and I build the compressors and the turbines, and pumps, everything you can imagine. We assemble and we build those assemblies for over 40 years. I've been doing it, you know, so I'm very vigilant. But I wasn't vigilant here, and all it takes is one time. So it's very unforgiving, electricity and water. I got lucky, but God smiled on me with this project that's now done. It probably augmented the value of the home a couple $1,000s, who knows. But now I can go to the sink and get potable water for the stove or drink, you know, from a glass. I've also, when I hook this up, that's my water filter for my refrigerator. I've also got my hot water heater protected from sediment accumulation, like calcium and your irons and all that stuff. Plus, I have a larger anode rod in this, so everything is working out really well. And this is a good start. And if you just take your time, it all falls together. And this is the next thing. So I'm going to do this very soon. I'm going to tie that into a generator disconnect, which is going to be between here and this sub panel. And this sub panel is going to feed a sub panel I got to my detached garage. But before I do that, I want to hook up all of my emergency disconnects that they're calling for in the code, so that when I get this thing inspected, they're going to say, you know, I'll have very few chits. I don't want them to come in here and say, oh, you're supposed to, you know, by code, you're supposed to have a 30 amp breaker, separate breaker for your freezer. Right now, I've got an extension cord. There's no breaker at all. I think I got a GCIF back here, but you get my understanding. It's like that's supposed to be on a dedicated line, dedicated circuit. I'll put it on a 20 amp in the new panel because it's a freezer and the refrigerators I want to have branched off into this thing that I can run off of my generator. So there's a plan for it, the whole dang deal. So between that and fixing this outside spigot because of the cement I'm going to need to make for the small pergola footers and posts, and maybe even for the condenser pad. I'm not certain how I'm going to do that yet. But it's going to be changed out. I'm going to change this out. I'm going to get that looking good. I'm going to make it go away. So this room can become not such an eyesore. Anyway, that's all I got to say about all that. And I hope that you all join me. This is number 5 in the series. And Lord knows how many of them we're going to have. But we're going to have a bunch. And we're going to have a good time doing it. I know I'm enjoying it already. Even though I've been wasted, weary, and worked a lot. It's all working out because I've been wanting to do it for years, and now it's happening. So I'll go on, and when I tie up that issue that I have working back here on the refrigerator filter and waterproofing this and getting this thing, I'll put these insulators on, wraps around the tubes, and we'll call that job done. So, and I'll come down here once a year maybe and drain the hot water heater. So look, the water's looking good. The systems are looking pretty good at this point. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.